Right. So, hello everyone. Everyone, welcome to our podcast. Today we will discuss a controversial case that took place at the Facultad de Medicina de la Universidad Autónoma de Nuevo León, the UANL. And this case involves a student who allegedly paid 34,000 pesos, if I remember correctly, in exchange for passing several academic subjects. This situation generated strong reactions on social media and raised serious questions about ethics, transparency, legality, and justice within educational institutions. Education is not just about acquiring knowledge, it is also about forming responsible citizens who respect rules and values. And in this podcast, we will analyze the case from different perspectives, ethnics and citizenships, principles and values, norms that regulate behavior, transparency, human rights, culture of legality, and also the rule of law. Our objective is not to judge individuals, but to reflect on how this action affects society trust in institutions and democratic coexistence. Luis, do you want to start?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna talk about like in a ethics perspective. First of all, this case represents a serious violation of academic integrity because this young girl paid for past those assignments, like how can I say it? Assignments to pass the semester, and it was just beginning the career. Now imagine if that girl were still paying about all that assignments, all the career. Like at the end of her career, she will be a kind of doctor, but she wouldn't know anything about her career. And if you pass it the professional vision, she could, would have killed a person in a moment, and just by paying to pass, and with injustice in the economy, because so much people doesn't have the no resources to pay for that, and that people, there are intelligent people, but for their resources cannot enter in that faculty. And that's my point of view, but I want to know what point of view of my partner Jesus is.
This case clearly violates the fundamental principles and values of citizenship, such as honesty, responsibility, equality, and justice. Universities operate under international regulations that establish how students must be evaluated and promoted. Social norms exist to regulate individual behavior and maintain order. When these norms are broken, especially through corruption, affects not only one person but the entire academic community. Allowing someone to pass by passing money creates a dangerous precedent and sends the message that rules can be ignored if you have enough resources. And such as my teammate Hector said, this contradicts the principle of merit, which is essential in education and professional formation. Now I want to hear my classmate Marco, and its opinion about this case.
Yeah, so I want to talk about transparency and human rights, and I want you to think about like in the past, institutions were like black boxes, right? Nobody knew anything, but legally that changed. We have the Article 6 of the Constitution, which is super cool. It literally says the Constitution establishes the right to information. It will be guaranteed by the state. So, what does this mean? I think that since UNL is a public university, that article means that they can't hide what happens. So we have the legal rights to know if rates are real or if they are about. It's about protecting the institution's credibility, you know. So I want to know, what do you think?
I have also a point like Jesus, if you do these type of actions, you violate the rules, and this is what I need or I would like to focus on in the culture of legality. And what is the culture of legality? This refers to the belief that the laws exist to be followed and respect, and this type of actions violates this this culture. Its main characteristics include the respect for norms, rejection of corruptions, and confidence in institutions.
What do you think about Tori?
Right.
Like, what is
So
your
I
point of
agree
view?
with what Jonas said. And when we talk about the rule of law, we mean that rules exist for a reason and that they apply to everyone equally, no matter who you are or how much money do you have. In a case like this, the rule of law is extremely important. If someone breaks the rules and nothing happens, it sends a message that laws don't really matter. That's when the corruption starts to feel normal. The rule of law also means that institutions have the responsibility to act. Authorities must investigate, follow proper procedures, and apply consequences if the law is broken. Not out of revenge or like anything like that, but out of justice. When rules are enforced fairly among everyone, trust in institutions grows. When people believe that the system works and that the honesty is worth it. But when the rules of law is ignored, society pays the price. Inequality increases, trust disappears, and corruption spreads. That's why respecting the rule of law is essential for democracy and for living together as a fair society. Do you agree with me, Luis?
Yes, I totally agree with you. And how my teammate Jesus said, like all the whole values of there are like honesty, responsibility, especially in environments that are professionals, that will not matter if the people still do that. And how you say, Toy, those values, those laws are very important in our society because
Right.
if we start doing it like normally, the society will collapse and we wouldn't have in a social trust and the corruption will increase in not just the uh, education uh, group, in all the whole groups, economics, politics. I don't wanna change the topic. I wanna still in education, but if those cases is still occurring in different areas, it will affect the whole society. And it is something that we need to do in our responsibility of citizenship. And well, that's my opinion. What do you think, Jesus?
I think that obviously this case also affects us as students of the same university. The case matters mainly because it affects trust in the university, the academic system. Even the perception that grades could be manipulated can damage confidence among students and create doubts about whether evaluations are always fair and merit-based. There's also an impact in our careers because when scandal circulates publicly, employers or external institutions may unfairly generalize and question the credibility of all faculties, including ours. This doesn't diminish a FEMI degree on its own, but it does mean students may need to rely even more on demonstrate skills, projects, and performance to prove their competence. Or what do you think, Marco?
Yeah, I think it's a very valid point, and I think there's another thing that it's very important that we're not talking about. And it's like some people it's saying that, well, let's interview her for expose her, and like there's a it is an actual a punctual point. So if we want to prove that it's just one situation and it's not happening in the whole faculty, we have the Article 16 in the Constitution that states everyone has the right to the protection of their personal data. So we can't do like a witch hunt. We have to respect everyone. So even if we are angry about our grades not being like, you can say it like legit, if you want to see like that, we have to respect each other.
Well,
I don't
also,
know.
um, also making a follow of the point of Marco, even though how much important the the signature was for the girl, the action that she did to pass the signature was wrong. They violate the norms or the rules of the faculty, making or trying to do the corruption through the system, making a good qualification to approve. And this also, the consequences of these actions, they will be equal for everyone, and these types of action are incorrect. And well, for conclude the podcast, the FactMed case is not just an academic issue, but a social one. It highlights the importance of ethics, transparency, legality, and respect for rules in democratic society, also in the schools. As students and citizens, we must reject corruptions and promote honesty, fairness, and accountability. Only through a strong culture of legality and respect for the rule of law can we build a true and worldly institution and so, more just society. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.